So you're 4s, and now we're going to talk about tuning your violin. Make sure you have an adult to help you. Right, so on your violin, you should remember there are 4 strings. The thickest one is a G, then we have a D, then we have an A, and an E. So I've purposely made this violin out of tune so that there's something I need to show you how to fix. So how it works is you take your app that we talked about, your soundcorset app, and it's going to hear whatever sound you play. So if you're holding your app and you pluck the the lowest string, like this, it's telling me that it's an E flat. Okay, so we need this to be a G, not an E flat. So in order to figure out if that means we need to go lower or higher, we need to think about the music alphabet. So if it's an E that comes before G in the alphabet, and it's probably too low, which it is, it's too low. You have to use your ears and your common sense a bit. So the E comes before G. You could also have an E that is higher. So this is what I talked about in the other video about how it just circles and circles, but you would hear that. You would hear if you thought it sounded way too high. So that's why you have to use your ears and think about it a bit. So this is too low. We need to get it up to a G. So this is a big difference. So we're going to use this peg here. Okay, you can see if you look carefully at your own violin, you can see which string connects to which tuning peg. Okay? It is not like, if some of you have tuned a guitar, it's not like a guitar because there's no screws, there's no mechanisms, right? So you have to turn it, but it only stays in put because of tension. So you kind of need to, and this is why we need an adult, you kind of need to just use a little bit of force, but you need to be very cautious that you do it slowly, because if you do too much, you can snap the string. So you don't want to turn a whole bunch, you just want to make a small turn. And I'm going to turn it away from me to make it tighter, up and away, towards me, down and towards me would make it looser. So I'm going to turn it just a bit now, up and away, using my peg. And you can hear it's already gone higher in sound. And I'm going to check on here. It's gone higher because F is after E in the alphabet, so it has gone higher, E, F. But I still needed to go one more to G, so I'm going to turn this peg again away from me to make it higher. This is now saying G flat. So if it's got a little symbol next to it, if it has a symbol that looks like this or like a hashtag, it means that it's actually a different note. It's close, but it needs to just have a G with no symbols beside it. So you do it again, just a little bit. Now you can hear it's a different sound, and we check the sound. And it's a G. And it's in the green, so we're okay with that. Next, we check the next one. So the next string over from the lowest one is a D. So we check this. So it is a D, but it's not in the green. So this is where we're going to do something different. These ones up here are for big ones, big changes. So if it's not the right note at all, if it's a different letter, we use the big ones. If it's just not in the green, we need to use something called a fine tuner. So these little buttons down here, okay? And so I'm going to go to the same string that I was the D string, follow it down, and find the one that attaches to it. And you just twist these a little bit, and they will change the pitch a tiny bit. So if I try again, now it's in the green, so that's good. So the next string needs to be an A. And that one's in tune, so it's not a problem. And the last one needs to be an E. So you can see that's also in the green. So that's actually all you do. It's not that complicated, but you just need to do it slowly and carefully. One other thing is if sometimes, this is why I mentioned it's not like a guitar, if this slips, if it comes loose, and you find the whole string is really loose, it's fine, don't panic. You just need to sort of push in, away in towards the instrument to sort of stick it back in. If it's really not working, a piece of chalk or even the rosin itself, take the rosin and rub it on the peg if the peg comes out completely, which it shouldn't do, but if it does, it's just that there's not enough friction. So that's what makes it different from a guitar, which has like a little screw mechanism which holds it, so you're never going to have the whole thing unravel. On these you will, if you're not careful, and that's fine. It doesn't mean it's broken. You just gotta slowly push in to cause friction and make it stick, and then retune it. So good luck.